Well, it looks like that we are live. So, good morning or good afternoon from upstate New York. So, my name is Angeline Constantinu, and I am the founder and CEO of Let's Break the Silence with Angeline, where we empower women that their voices must be heard and we help them step into their own purpose and true calling in life. So please be on the lookout for a special announcement that's going to be I'm launching something in 3 weeks. So please be on the lookout for that. But if you are watching this live right now on my Facebook page in my private Facebook group, and we are also live on my YouTube channel, please hashtag live in the comments. Let us know where you are tuning in from so we can give you a shout out. And also, please like and subscribe to my podcast. I'm on Spotify for podcasters, Spotify, Google, Apple, and all the live streams. And I'm super excited and we're live right now also on my YouTube channel, which is Let's Break the Silence with Angeline. So if you haven't subscribed, please like and subscribe. So we have a very special guest with us today, and I am so excited to introduce this amazing woman of God who is making an impact on the world on all live streaming platforms. And we had the pleasure of connecting on TikTok. So her name is Princess Baptiste Maloney, and she's from the USA of Caribbean descent, Barbados and Haiti. And she is a domestic violence survivor and an advocate for women. She has several platforms. Voices for Women, where we support, uplift, encourage women all around the world. She works with the homeless, and giving back is something that she loves to do. She is a worshiper, and she loves to move through music everywhere I go. And I've had the pleasure of listening to Princess Maloney on TikTok, where you can find her there. But before we do that, and we have someone tuning in right now. Hi, Patty. She's on YouTube right now from Alabama. Thank you so much for tuning in. So without further ado, I am going to bring on, there she is.
Hello.
Hello. Good morning to you. Beautiful.
Morning.
How are you?
I am wonderful. How are you? How is
I
it?
am doing great. I am doing great. And, I always ask my guests, what time is it where you are right now?
So I am in Boston, Massachusetts, and it is 11:34 a.m.
Okay. We got the time right. Good. I love Boston. I've traveled to Boston in the past. So, yeah, it's a great area. And, I have extended family. They live about 45 minutes from Boston. I also had the pleasure of flying out of Boston a few years ago to South Africa. So let's give some shout outs first before we get started. Jay Daniels is in the building. Hi. Good morning to you and Patty. 1034 here. Very good. Very good. Awesome. So the viewers who are watching this morning or will be watching the replay and listening to this new podcast episode, which, by the way, will be uploaded next week on Wednesday. So tell us, who is Princess Maloney? And I know you went through domestic violence, and I know that you're an advocate of domestic, just like me. That's why we both connected on TikTok about a little over 2 months ago. So who is Princess Maloney?
Oh, wow. I am a survivor. I love the word survivor. You survive through so many things that you go through. I love being a survivor. When the things get rough, ups and downs, you survive. When things are against the wall, you still survive, you still persevere. So I want to say that I am a survivor through all circumstances and situations.
Okay. And which is great, which is great. So what happened? Can you tell us about, what happened to you?
Yeah, so my story is sometimes you don't see things right, but when they come, and sometimes we ignore red flags. And I'm speaking from my perspective, and some women do this as well, and some men. We ignore red flags. We don't always seek before we go into certain situations. And I was previously married, and during the time, sometimes you see that when you shift or you move. And in that moment, I moved away from my family, and that's when things changed. When I moved away from my family, I got married and things seemed okay. But when I moved, things changed. And I could have maybe said, hey, I see the red flag before, but sometimes in that moment, I wanted love. I was really wanted this. I wanted these things. I was desiring marriage so much. I wanted these great things, but it wasn't supposed to be on my time. As I said, sometimes it's on God's time. And I moved so quick and I didn't see. And so when I moved into that marriage and moved away, the first day that I moved away, I experienced the emotional, mental, physical abuse for the first time in my life.
Wow.
It
Oh,
was the first time, and I stayed married for 2 years. Sometimes we change as we get into these relationships. I was never a person that was physical, or I didn't think I had violence in me. I was very calm. I was always wanted to keep peace, and so I realized that I changed in time. I want to defend myself if somebody's doing something to me. If I felt like in that relationship when he was doing something to me, I wanted to do something back. I seemed like I changed as well because I wanted to defend myself. I wanted to make sure that I'm not hurt through the situation. And I stayed married for 2 years, and I finally said enough is enough. I couldn't take it anymore because I had to put myself first. I realized that my mental, emotional, physical self was at stake, and I had to walk away. And sometimes it's okay to walk away. But during that marriage, I experienced a lot of the fighting, a lot of the emotional, mental, maybe you can say narcissistic ways of going into somebody's mind, use or making people think some way. So I was in that for about a year and a half, 2 years. And so I thank God for the strength too, and my family who was very supportive because I created this platform called Voices of Woman because during that moment of me going through people not understanding, like I felt like it was life or death for me. I either had to get out or I'm gonna die in it. And I created this platform, Voices of Women, so that in that moment I couldn't speak. I was ashamed. I was ashamed to tell people, hey, they know this strong woman, but behind the scenes, I'm going through it. They see the strong woman at church singing, but then behind the scenes, I'm being broken down. I'm being pushed. I'm being tormented. I'm being threatened. So I was ashamed to speak about what I was going through because I cared about what other people thought of me. I didn't want to ruin the image that they had of me, that I
mm,
was a strong woman that was doing strong things. So this platform is for a woman to be able to speak. So when we're going through things, we can be able to talk about it because there's sometimes the opposite sex doesn't understand. Sometimes we do. So it's
mm.
important for a woman to grow through our situations, to uplift, to encourage. And I needed that personally. And so I know that other people are going through things as well. So that is a little bit of my story.
Wow, what a story. And it takes courage to be vulnerable in sharing your story because you went through, see, well, now you and I have similar stories. What was going on like in the front, like people thought that we were the Hollywood couple. Behind the scenes, it wasn't that way at all. There was a lot of verbal and physical abuse. So, what were the strategies that you implemented in order to get out of your narcissistic abuse relationship? So, what were the strategies, and did you have a backup plan? Did you make an exit plan?
In the moment, I didn't necessarily make a backup plan. I reached out finally as I was at my breaking point.
Right.
Um,
Okay.
Say that it was very sporadic. My situation was very sporadic where I was like, you know how things continue for the last couple days, when there's a break in something, it's like things continue as they get more intense. I was
Right.
like, it was getting more intense at the end. It was like I couldn't take it. And I called a family member to come and get me at the time. And for me, I fought my way out of that house because some people want to keep you locked into certain situations. And so I fought
Mm.
my way out of the house. And I thank God for my beautiful mother. She was there to support me and
Thank
keep
goodness.
me up, not knowing all the things that I've been through because I didn't speak about them. But she came and was able to, I always think that was my saving my destiny helper in the moment. That was the person that came and got me. And since that day, I didn't look back. So it was very sporadic. Like once I was at my breaking point, I was done. And so I couldn't take it anymore because I knew
Mm.
feeling of it. I knew if I stay any longer, this is not going to work. It's not going to work. Something happened that's even worse than what has happened. And so I always say to people, we don't always look like what we've been through because we really don't. I couldn't imagine looking back years now, like, am I the same person? Like, am I
Right.
that went through that? Like, I really went through some of these crazy experiences. Sometimes being left on the side of the road at one point at 12 o'clock at night. And there were certain things that it was just volatile and it was hard. So and for me, it was like once the buildup came, I had to go. And that's when I knew it was the right time that I called my family member and they were able to come at the time. So I,
Oh, sure.
yeah,
That's great that you had family for support.
yes, yes, yes. Yeah.
Yeah,
I
that's really, really important. I mean, let me just give some shout outs first because there's a few of your Marie, Daniel, how are you? And Dracula is a good friend of mine. He's on TikTok. Good morning to you. And Lorraine, great woman. She's on TikTok as well. Good morning, beautiful. How are you? But being left on the side of the road, oh my gosh.
Yeah, it's not easy. I try to not let those things of the things that I went through be I try to leave the word trigger as much as I can because I felt like certain things that I went through and as I go through even sometimes healthier relationships, you get nervous about things and they trigger you. And I'm trying in this season to I don't want to be triggered, but I know that I can, look at things differently, can make better decisions. And so that was a thing that is all you're always working on. And I realized that actually as I've gotten into healthier relationships, that I got some things to work on as well.
Right, right. Let's talk about the Voices for Women. And I know that I'm a member of your group. So, what inspired you to start your Voices for Women
Oh
uh,
yeah.
group? And we have another person. Oh, Kina. Hi, Kina. Good morning.
Hey, KK.
Beautiful people on here this morning on
Yeah.
YouTube. It's a true blessing. So, yeah. So, what inspired you
Yeah,
to start your organization?
Voices of Woman is something that for January, I launched it in January, and it's been about 7 months now.
Okay.
And I wanted to always help women and make a difference. And I didn't really know that my voice could make such a difference in what we go through. And so something said, why don't you create a woman's platform to support? We go through things and people would reach out to me on the side, like, I'm going through this. Can you pray for me? Having struggles here. Can you pray? And I said, why can't we come together and make this an even bigger platform? It's different being in or a part of something that's greater than you.
Right.
Like that's the most amazing thing. And it's not about me, it's about all of us together, all of us together supporting one another. And so it birthed out of that. And what I went through, I couldn't speak about it. I didn't speak about it for a long time. I went through even going to church. I went through certain things where, people would look at you a certain way if you told them about this. Or, some people have certain stipulations in their church if you are a divorced person. So it was really felt uncomfortable with in the beginning and speaking about it. But then at some point, I had to accept it and acknowledge and embrace that I can make something great out of my story and what I went through. And I think some people think that when they go through a hardship, they
Mm.
can't go further than that. Like you can create something, you can teach something, you can uplift other people, encourage other people. You can actually influence and implement and help them more than you ever know just with what you went through, even though it might seem as if it was hard, it can actually bless somebody. And so Voices of Women is just a platform for all of us to come together, to encourage, to uplift, to pray. It's for anybody. You don't have to be religious. It's for anybody to join, for us to come together as women and be in that space, in that secure, safe, supportive chat. for us to be together. And so those are the things that we come together every month for a Zoom. We talk all the time. Yeah, we talk. Yeah, Lorraine. I was ashamed too, but
See, ashamed. Exactly. Me too. See,
yeah.
we feel ashamed.
Yeah, yep. I couldn't talk about it at all. But let me tell you something. When I talk about it now, it's different than when I talked about it back
Right.
then. When I talk about it now, there's so many things, beautiful things that I got after I spoke about Voices of Women or spoke about my story and what I went through and the things that I've experienced. And so it's okay to speak about it because it's blessing somebody and you don't know where, when, or how, but it is truly blessing somebody.
Right. You're truly blessing someone. Right. Exactly. And Kina, oh, thank you for the compliment. Thank you. Feels good to be on here. Thank you for your support. God
Okay.
bless you richly. Yes, you are an amazing. And I remember being on one of your prayers. You invited me, I remember.
Yeah.
And I came to your prayer. It was so powerful, so powerful. And see, Lorraine, I was always ashamed of the things that happened to me. Not so much. Me too. For me, it's natural for me to share my story without any triggers.
Yeah.
Like Voices of Women is truly amazing. I agree. God bless you. Right. And God bless you for creating this organization for women
Yeah.
because it's so important that women have a voice because there's and strong women, right, Esther? Good morning.
Morning. Good
Strong
morning.
women, right. We are strong, powerful women. So, your mission really, can you go into a little bit more of your mission with your organization?
Voices of Women is, I would love for it to grow so that we are on many platforms. I'm right now doing a rebranding. So I'm rebranding and bringing out some more things in the moment. Yeah. So August is that rebrand month. So I'm excited about that. And I would like to us to grow together stronger as a community. I would love to implement one day actually having like a conference. We are universal. And I see like universal travels when it comes to this platform. That's what I love about it. It's not just a local platform in the sense of it's just Boston, right? But it's
Right.
Ghana, we have Nigeria, we have California, we have Haiti. It doesn't matter where you're from, it's universal. And I just see universal expansion with the Voices of Women to the point where we have Voices of Women, different locations we are going that can actually be help on the ground. And so I just see it expanding in so many different areas. And I'm excited. I know it's been about 7 months now, but I'm excited for what's about to come. So I see that, definitely having a conference. I want to have one in January for the anniversary, the 1 year anniversary, but I see expansion of going to actual different locations like around the world, us coming together in different locations. And so I'm seeing that in the vision and in the goal of Voices of Women.
Oh, I'm sorry. That's amazing. So we have some other, I love your mission and vision. Now I speak more about it. If I can help one person, that's what I want to do. Exactly. Oh, and Lorraine wants to know, how does she join?
Oh, Lorraine. Oh, Lorraine.
We would love to have you,
Yeah.
Lorraine.
Yeah, just message me. You can find me on Facebook. You can find me on Instagram, Princess Baptiste Maloney. You can find me on TikTok at Princess Maloney. Just message me, message Angeline. She can get you in contact with me right away. And we can definitely have you join. We send out daily motivational scriptures. We daily to, just check in. Some people send videos of uplifting things, whatever drops in, how you're feeling. Even if it's, I need prayer for this, we are there for it. And on the weekends, we even have a prayer call. We have one today at 3 o'clock p.m. USA Eastern Standard
Oh,
Time.
good.
We try to support as much as possible in this group, and it's for anybody to join who really wants to be there and help grow this woman's movement. So, yeah, that's what it's about.
That is amazing. Yes. So we'll be okay. So let me just go back to the comments. So, Lorraine, we will be in touch. Okay. So we can add you. And if anyone who is tuning live here, this is for women who would like to be part of this great organization, this movement, let us both know and then we can add you. Oh, this is a friend of mine, Anuj. Good morning. Oh, thank you so much. I appreciate that. Thank you. Hope you're well. Thank you. Thank you. So, yeah, subscribers are tuning in. So, yes, so you can find Princess Baptiste Maloney on all platforms. So that's Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, And is that it, or are there more?
YouTube, I'm going to start uploading there too as well.
Good.
Um,
YouTube.
name, so you can find me anywhere with that name.
All right, good, good. That's awesome. So definitely connect with Princess Baptiste. So, you know what I would like to talk about? The work that you're doing now
Yeah.
for the homeless.
Yeah.
Tell us about that, because I think that's so amazing what you're doing, to help, to uplift, and you work with the homeless, and, giving back is what you do. So tell us a little bit more about that, please.
Yes, yes. So I work for a company that serves the homeless population for about 7 years. I've been in the company now, and giving back is something that I am always a pusher for. Giving back to your community, giving back to whatever it is you feel. And so I have worked with homeless people for some time now, and my job expanded in the sense of the things that I did, working with people, a lot of people with substance abuse issues. I do a lot of work on the foot ground of being on the streets on outreach, getting them into programs, making sure they have a safe place to go next, that discharge planning. So I started inpatient for 4 years. So I was actually in the
Oh,
still in the hospital working with, I had a caseload. I was working with people one on one. And then I went to the streets. I hit the streets, and it's not easy to actually physically see what people are going through. And so I was on the streets doing outreach for about 2 years. And I then started working with all women, which was a blessing to work with all women in a place that actually gave services to just women, as well as I had two jobs at the time. I thank God for what he's doing. I had two jobs at the time, both facilities working with all women, one with women with substance abuse issues and women where we actually provided services, and I provided treatment program recovery support services. I thank God it was a lot, and it's hard to do a lot with two jobs. So I thank God he has moved me into a position where I now supervise case management at our step down facility. And I am working with closely, I don't work with just women, I work with men and women now, but he's moved me into a position where I'm able to do more. And so increase is always wonderful and expansion. So I still work with homeless, and I love doing it, and I'm going to continue to do it. And
awesome.
yeah,
Well, I'm so happy. And Barbara, who's here, she said, because of you guys, I am able to talk about what I have been through. Oh, thank you. Much love to both of us. Thank you, Barbara. Oh, we so love and appreciate you. And Kina says, I am now a subscriber. Thank you for subscribing. When I do podcast shows, I go live here on my YouTube channel. And also, when a new episode launches, then I also do short reels here. So, yes, a lot of motivation here, and happy to hear this. Yes. Ah, I serve at the homeless domestic. See, isn't that so rewarding? I mean, to
it is
be able to serve.
so rewarding. And I think God just really instills certain things in certain people. I'm always one of those people where, sometimes you have to be patient for things. You see people, you give so much of yourself. Patty, I know you're one of those people. You give so much of yourself, and sometimes you wait for the time to actually move up and do more. And so serving, it's really, you come with a heart to serve, and you guys have beautiful hearts here, because that is not something that you can just pick up and do. You have to have really a heart to serve and give back, because you have to be selfless, like you're giving so much of yourself. And so it really, Patty, thank you for all the work that you do.
Thank you. Yes, thank you for all the work that you do. And yes, hello, Barbara. Yes, Lorraine. And see, she's on TikTok, Butterscotch Cupid. Yes, Barbara and I connected recently along with Lorraine and Patty and everyone here. This is what I'm saying, everyone. This is the power of social media.
Definitely. Definitely.
I mean, it's truly so powerful. And I was saying this 4 years ago, and it's more powerful now, that we can connect through social media. And I think, like, I know for myself during COVID, I started my podcast because I have a vision, because women have a voice and their voices must be heard. So I had that vision right before COVID hit. And then when COVID hit, that's when I think TikTok started. And that's when it's a calling, right? Exactly, Patty. I know. I wish but we found each other now. See? Oh, yes. Isn't that, oh, Lorraine, you're so sweet. Thank you. Thank
I,
you. Well, we're never too late. It is
yeah,
never too late.
definitely. These podcasts are definitely helping Angeline people get through things. I really looked into that when I was going through what I was going through, actually going to find a community that actually can help me. Like it just be, hey, you know what, pick your head up and keep moving or keep going. Like just little things that could really move and impact people. I wish that I looked back and had that community and looked for it back then. But I'm so happy that you guys and we have this now. That's just a blessing. It's a blessing, Angeline.
It's a blessing. Absolutely. It's the message. And I was inspired to start my podcast, not knowing that COVID was going to happen. It was just a calling to serve women. And when we give to people, and especially domestic violence survivors, I made a donation recently for the families and children in Schenectady, New York. This is, south of where I live, to have school supplies and backpacks. I mean, to me, that's rewarding, being able to give back. And Barbara says, "This is amazing. Both of you are speaking up and saving lives. Glad I found you." Right, exactly. It's a blessing that we are all connected here
Yeah.
on this platform, and to be able, and Barbara, you have a voice, so you're doing great. So just keep doing what you're doing. And Lorraine too, and everyone here. Let's amplify our voices. That's so important because your story can have an impact on someone's life.
Yeah.
Like for the people who are watching right here live on YouTube, there was a YouTube episode that I did last year and it didn't go viral, but it got a lot of views.
Yeah. Definitely. Definitely.
Oh, thank you for sharing this on your Facebook, Lorraine. Yes, I'm on Facebook, Angeline Constantinu. So it's actually on my website. Right, exactly. 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 That's all it takes. That's all it takes.
Yeah.
And you could save someone's life. I mean, I know like you're sharing your story now. And when I shared my story 4 years ago, because my millionaire mentor encouraged me to share my story going live on Facebook using the phone, I was shaking. Yes, I was very, very vulnerable in sharing my story because, yes, back then I was afraid. But guess what? 7 million views later. That
Wow.
means that I impacted 7 million people because someone came to my live on Facebook. There was no TikTok. My YouTube wasn't really starting up at that point. So I went live on my Facebook personal page and it exploded because was scrolling.
Yeah.
Someone was scrolling
I
looking
was
for hope.
I was just scrolling on TikTok
You
and
see, you found me on TikTok. TikTok.
was live and I was like I looked at her profile, I was like, this woman, I have to know her. I was just scrolling and I was like, I have to know her. And I invited her to speak at my Voices of Woman monthly Zoom. And it was just since then, it's been amazing. Like, just I ended up on her live, like, just I don't know how,
I don't
where,
know how, on the FYP, baby. Is
yeah,
that how you found me?
I just ended there. And it was such a blessing to me. I had to connect with her. Had to.
See, had to connect. You see that? That's the power of sharing your story. And Patty says, "Do either of you experience PTSD?" I don't anymore, but that's a question. And how do you deal with it? That's a good question.
I don't experience it necessarily PTSD. I think there's moments where, I don't want to say you get flashbacks, but you just get like, oh, it might be just something that you're going through or something that brings you back to a certain place and you get, a little worried, but I try to speak those words over myself to kind of get me through those tough times of feeling the stress and anxiety around something because I had a lot of it when I came out of my marriage. I had a lot of it. And so now if I feel like there's a situation that makes me like, maybe I'm thinking back to it and, connecting the two or something
I
like
know
that.
what you mean.
Yeah, I try to think and positive. I try to speak those, yeah, positive words. I try to, in the moment, breathe myself through the situation and not bring myself back. But I know I'm in a different place. So I try to stand in that moment and not allow myself to be pulled back, but stand in that moment and breathe through and get through. So sometimes you have to slow yourself down to be able to get through it in that moment. And I try to do that now. I definitely try to do that now.
Exactly. Same here. Same here. If it comes up like once in a blue moon, I will slow down and just let it. Don't try to fight it. That will make it worse. Just don't. I don't fight it. So, Barbara, I don't fight it. Like, with Princess, she doesn't fight it either. I just let it go through and then
Yeah.
speak positivity, speak positive things into your life, because when you speak, because we speak our lives into existence. So when we speak positivity into our lives, then, you'll receive more in your life, and the world of abundance opens up for you. Trust me, because I struggled with that for a long time. I do. And she said things trigger them, right?
Yeah.
And Lorraine says, God has a way of sending people together for specific reasons. Exactly. We all connected for a reason and for a purpose.
Definitely. Definitely. I agree completely.
Yeah, I'm thrilled. I'm thrilled we're doing this show today. And Kina says sharing your story has the potential to help someone else feel less alone. Our stories are powerful because they evoke compassion, even among strangers, which I totally agree with you, Kina.
Yeah. Like sometimes it's hard to believe that it's people you don't know that are like your greatest supporters, your best friends. Like half of the people that I've connected with, I've never met them, but they are such supporters. Akina's one of them. She's on TikTok and she has her
Mm,
so supportive. And I've never met her. We are going to meet soon, but yeah, we are going to meet soon. These are people you've never even met before. And so to know that you can come together and be stronger
right,
together,
right,
amazing.
right. Exactly, exactly. We're all here together for a reason.
Yeah.
And God has connected with us, connected all of us here for a reason. And Kina is 100% right. And Kina, I'm going to follow you on TikTok, because, TikTok is becoming a huge platform for domestic violence survivors. A huge, huge. There's not a day that goes by that I will scroll. And it's just like I had to learn how to go out by myself, and I did.
At the hardest thing is sometimes learning after you go through things to you have to stay alone for a little bit.
Yes.
In that space of being alone, I think that it builds you up a certain way differently.
Mm,
And so I was always one that didn't ever want to be alone. Like I wanted somebody there. I didn't know how to be alone until after that. But I feel like
right.
it helps build up you as a person. And it's not easy, but it helps you be built as a person. You get the strength, you find your worth, you find your name, whatever your name is, whatever you find that. And so it's very important to take the time you need. And it's okay. I really, in this season, I'm like, even when people have came, like, I'm going to stay alone. I got to stay alone. I got to focus on myself. I got to put myself first in this moment. And it is okay to say that. And I've learned because I've always been a people pleaser. Yes, I was always making up for others. I was always taking on their issues. I was always doing all those things. And sometimes it's okay to put myself first. And I didn't do that. And now I do that. I do really do that.
You have to put yourself first, pour into yourself first, because when you're able to pour into yourself, you're able to pour into others.
Yes. That's
And you
exactly
don't feel empty, because if you're feeling empty inside, what's the point?
right.
It's like having no gas in your car.
Right.
Literally, you're on empty. So how can you take care of your family when you don't pour into you first? Thank
Right.
you, Kina. Yes. Right, exactly. Exactly.
Yeah, Kina.
Does that sound, see, Lorraine? Yeah, we were talking about that this morning early. So, right, pour into you first.
Yes, you have to. Sometimes you have to. We forget about ourselves in so many situations. And sometimes we overlook certain things, just because we want to be nice to others or we're like, oh, they didn't mean it. And sometimes when we ignore those things, it leads us down a road that makes things even harder. And I definitely did that. But, some staying alone in that moment, I had to just build myself up. It was only I had to take that time to really work on myself so that I can, I don't feel like I could have given back anything if I didn't have anything for myself and or didn't even feel anything, if my self-worth was low, it was hard for me to give anything, and so yeah,
Right, exactly. Exactly. It's hard. It's
yeah,
hard.
yeah,
It's hard. So love on yourself. I focus, and this is one of the things that my millionaire mentor taught me and which inspired me. Love on you first.
yeah,
Love
yeah,
on you. Go out. See, I go out, like I'll go out to dinner by myself. People, and you know what? You meet the nicest people
yeah,
when you go out, like by yourself. Like if I'm with someone, it's hard because I just don't like, you know what I mean? It's just it depends. But like a friend of mine, we're probably gonna meet tomorrow, but tonight I want alone time.
Yeah.
Tonight is my time to be by myself, and I don't mind it. I don't
Yeah.
mind it.
And no, it's really healthy. It's actually really healthy too. Sometimes
Right.
share your space but then sometimes it's okay to treat yourself and spend time with yourself. I'm really an advocate for self-care and taking care of yourself and making sure that you're good. And so I think it's a beautiful thing. And sometimes you need that time to yourself.
You
Sometimes
need that time. You need
myself.
that time to yourself. You do.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely.
Absolutely. And Lorraine says, yes, you must take care of you first and foremost. Without us, there's no help for others. You hit
Yeah.
the nail on the head, Lorraine.
Yes, Lorraine. Definitely.
Lorraine is an amazing woman.
Yes.
And Barbara too. Everyone here. Everyone here. I'm just so blessed that we are all connected. So we're going to keep this going. So we're reaching almost the top of the hour. So what is a special message that you would like to share? An inspiring message to share with the viewers and the listeners who will be, listening live next week on my podcast, which launches Wednesday morning at 7 a.m. Eastern.
Yeah. If I could say one thing, and I'm going to say this because it really speaks to me in this time. When people feel like, or when things are getting hard, when things are going rough in life, they're not going maybe the way you want them to. I always go back to a song. This song, and the words of this song says, "Nobody told me that the road would be easy, but I don't believe he brought me this far to leave me." And I hold those words close because whenever you go through whatever situation that you're pushed through, the trials, the hard times, you're never left alone. It might be hard in the moment. It might look as if you can't get through it. It might look like you're going to die. It might look like, but your purpose and your reason still exists and you're going to get through it. It might not be easy, right? But it's worth it because there's something beautiful after. When people say, oh, sometimes there's pain before beauty, or in that analogy, like you go through something, but there's something greater ahead. You go through a tunnel, but there's the rainbow after it. So remember to hold on to that. It's not always going to be the way it looks in the physical eyes or the way it looks in that moment, but know that greater can come after a storm. And so I want everybody to hold on to that greater can come and positivity can come, healing can come, protection, all those things can come after the storm, the chaos, the hard times.
I agree.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Healing comes after the storm. That is so important. So important. And I just want to see what Barbara says. That's me. I try to be a superhero, right? Not always easy.
It's not always easy.
And if we don't love ourselves enough to heal ourselves of past hurts, we won't be able to help others
Yeah.
get through their past hurts as well. Don't be afraid to share your story. Thank you, Kina.
Yeah.
I totally agree. It is your first step to healing and restoration is sharing your story. So all you have to do
Yeah. And
is you can use your phone.
yes.
You could be a guest on my podcast if you would like to be a guest on my podcast. You can go to the link in my bio. You go to my website, which is Let's Break the Silence with Angeline. And there is a book now button so you can book a call with me. The rainbow with the silver lining is on the horizon. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Oh, I
Lorraine.
love that, Lorraine.
Lorraine.
Ooh.
Yeah. No, literally, like I can't think of it any different. And sometimes that's why I say it's so hard for people to have joy through hard times. It's actually
Mm.
really hard for people to find joy when we're depressed, when we have anxiety, when we're feeling some type of way. But I try my best to have joy because I know something better is coming after that hard time. And so I always keep that song close to me because I know the words. It's the words that I'm holding on to. Nobody told me
Oh, I love that.
it would be
You'll have
easy.
to sing it for us.
Yeah, yeah.
Sing it.
No told me that the road would be easy, and I don't believe he's brought you this far to leave you. Yeah, those words, man.
Those words are beautiful. Oh my, you have a beautiful voice.
Thank you.
I have been through so much. I have learned and wanted to, and you can teach others. Because let me tell you something, Lorraine.
Yeah.
If we could do it, you could do it.
Yes.
Do it. And actually, Lorraine, let's hop on a call. What I want to say is that, I mean, we can teach others. Whatever, like there was a podcast episode that I recorded on my own, and I was actually talking about that. And Ed Millett, who is an influencer, said, so for example, if you've come out of domestic violence like you and I, Princess, we can help and teach others.
Mm-hmm.
You don't need a college degree or a doctorate or a PhD. It's based on life experience.
Experiences, man. Yeah.
Right, right. And what we've implemented, yes, she has a beautiful voice. Beautiful voice. Thank you. Yes. Oh, that's so sweet. I'll have to sing with you sometimes. My vocal cords have to. I used to sing in the church choir, and then I moved on from the church, and then actually when I was going through my divorce, I used to sing karaoke.
Mm.
Nora Jones. I
Yeah.
was in my vocal cords. I just feel like shot, but
Yeah. I understand. Oh, my shot too. Don't worry.
oh, good, okay. But there's power in your voice. How's that?
Thank you.
Oh, Lorraine, yes, I will be out tonight, but I'll make sure to tune in. Just share the broadcast with
Yeah.
me and Princess too. Connect, everyone. Please connect with each other on TikTok. Let me just go back and put the banner up for.
Yeah, my TikTok is at Princess Maloney. That's the only one that's at Princess Maloney, or you can find me under Princess Baptiste Maloney.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go, everyone. So before, please connect with Princess Maloney on TikTok because when are you going live next on TikTok?
So I go live every Wednesday for worship, a group called Unified Vessels on TikTok that we go live and do certain events, giveaways, games. We just have fun. We have
Yeah,
worship.
no, I was on there the other day actually.
We had praise parties, so we had a DJ and we were just having a lot of fun. So I go live with them sometimes on Sundays. I do a lot of singing on the platform. I don't do as much talking, but I do a lot of singing. And so that's my space. That's my comfort zone. That's where I love to be and worship. And so that's what I do mostly. And just, try to do encouraging videos. So I do go live every couple of days and try to be
Okay.
as possible. So yeah.
You know what I would love to do is okay, great. I would love to go live with you
Oh yeah.
on TikTok. Let's schedule something. Let's go live on TikTok together.
Great,
Okay.
great.
Definitely. Definitely.
Yeah, that would be great.
So we can encourage, inspire all these amazing ladies and everyone out there on TikTok
Yeah.
because your voices must be heard and your story must be shared with the world. Like Keena was saying, it's our first step to healing and restoration. So when you don't be afraid to share your story, right? Like me and like Princess, because it's your first step to healing and restoration. That is, you're going to start crying. Believe me, when I was holding that phone up,
Yeah.
shaking.
Yeah.
It's on my YouTube channel. Facebook took it down, but they decided to take it down. But besides that, I mean, and you know what? That's when the breakthroughs happen.
Yeah. We're doing this together. We really are.
Right. We're collaborating and working together.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
It's amazing.
Exactly. So, what I would like to do is this. Let me just make sure I have all the comments here. Okay, great, Lorraine. Thank you. Just followed. Hi, Linda. How are you? Good morning. How's everything? So great to see you here. So, here's what I would like to do. So, actually,
Also, hi.
yeah, we're going to end the live right now. But what I would like to do is this. And I want to thank you, Princess, for being so an amazing guest on my podcast, Let's Break the Silence with Angeline. So, what I want to encourage everyone is because I have a newsletter and a newsletter goes out once a week. So please go, and I'm going to leave it up right now. Please go to my website, subscribe to my newsletter for announcements. I'm going to be having live events very soon. I'm going to be one of 20 women on a virtual live speaking summit, which is in September, the weekend of September 28th through the 30th. So please go to my website here, letsbreakthesilence.com. There'll be a little pop-up when you go on my website and it'll say subscribe. So all you have to do is put your name and your email address. And then you will be informed of live podcast episodes that launch every week. And I also do a project broadcast once a week as well. So please do that. Okay. And this episode follow Princess Baptiste Maloney on all platforms, and she is on TikTok at Princess Maloney. And we definitely are going to connect with her. Now, your group is on WhatsApp, correct? Because that's
Yeah.
where you post announcements. Okay. All right, great. So WhatsApp, and we'll get you all connect.
Yeah.
Okay. We will all connect here. And oh, Farida's. Hi, Farida. Good morning. Oh, no, you're never too late. The replay is going to be up. So after this live broadcast is over, you'll be able to watch so go back and watch the replay. Okay.
Okay.
And I would encourage all of you to share this live out to your friends. If you have a family member that is going through domestic violence, I encourage you to share this live out. And this live episode will be uploaded on my podcast, which is on Spotify, Google, Apple, and all the live streams. So right here, so you could go to my podcast on Spotify, Apple, Google, and all the other live streams. This will be live next Wednesday morning at 7 a.m. Eastern Time. And that's when I launch all my new podcast episodes. And obviously, you're here. Please like and subscribe to my YouTube channel, which is Let's Break the Silence with Angeline, where I go live every week. And also, please subscribe to my newsletter for live events and announcements of new podcasts and any live events that I will be doing. And I'll be doing live events on TikTok too. So when I go live on Wednesday mornings at 11 a.m. on TikTok as well. I may change that time to the afternoon. I haven't made a decision yet, but I think like after 3 p.m., that's when a lot of people are on. So I'm going to stick with 11 a.m. for now. So, and I encourage you to let's start having more subscribers to our TikTok channel, because then we can do sub live events only. So it's just something that I've learned in the last few days. So let me just see.
Support her.
Oh, wait, she wants me to put my web address back up. Okay, no problem. You know what I'm going to do? There you go. I'll just leave that up for a minute.
Right.
So yes, please subscribe to my newsletter. And also, if you would like to book a call with me, the book now button is, if you're on your desktop or laptop, you can't miss it. But if you're on your phone, you have to go to those buttons. They have those lines, and then you have to, yeah. So please do that. And everything is there. My coaching programs are there. Everything is there. So
Support her, you guys. She's amazing. Support her.
thank you. I love all the support. I love each and every one of you. I do, and I'm trying to help her. Okay. Which of the website? Oh, that's letsbreakthesilence.com, Frida. Let me put it back up again. It should be up. Okay. Okay, there you go. That's my website, letsbreakthesilence.com.
Amazing.
Okay. I would love your support. We support each other. Let's support Princess Maloney too, and on her mission and vision. And yes, please, because I send out weekly emails.
Great.
So I don't bombard you like some people do. Some
I-
send out emails every day. I don't do that.
Yeah.
Unless there's going to be a launch that is happening in 3 weeks for domestic violence survivors. So it's going to help you heal, help you feel more empowered. It's going to be great. It's going to be for 4 days.
Okay.
So it's the Self-Discovery Revolution Challenge.
That's great.
And it's going to be on Facebook. So I have a separate Facebook group for that, but we don't have all the content uploaded yet, but we will by next week. So
I'm there.
So it's the Self-Discovery Revolution Challenge. So I would love your support. I definitely would love your support. So if you're on Facebook, on my website, you'll see the Facebook button down below. It goes automatically to Angeline Constantinou. Okay. So I just want to make sure. So let me just make sure everyone is, love you all. Oh, good. All right. Let's love you way more. Thank you, Barbara.
Thank you, Barbara.
Thank you, Barbara. And let me see. Thank you, Kina, for the amazing yes. Thank you. This was the best.
Yeah, she's amazing.
Kina's amazing. I cannot wait to connect.
Yeah.
Love you way more, Barbara. You're amazing. Love you all. We love you, Lorraine. Love you all. Much success. Thank you, Linda. I appreciate you. Thank you. Love you more too, Farida. Thank you. Thank you for being on the show today on YouTube. Imagine this. Look at all this engagement here. Oh, here's my friend Desi Ray. Hi, Desi from Chicago. You caught the tail end of the broadcast, but the replay will be up. So please, I encourage you to go back and watch it. Much love. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, we haven't met yet, but I was in Chicago 2 months ago, but we'll definitely meet again. Thank you, Barbara. Thank you. Let me go back and put up. Okay, so this is right. Subscribe. This is my website for the announcements. And if you would like to book a call, let's break the silence.com. This is follow Princess Baptiste Maloney on all platforms. So that's Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. You can find Princess Maloney on TikTok. Yeah, I'm so excited for this broadcast. This is going to be an amazing podcast episode. So, and I'm going to be there. Great. Okay, awesome. Awesome. All right, everyone. Thank you so much for tuning in. Princess Maloney, thank you so much for everything. Thank you. Thank you for everything. And this podcast episode will be uploaded next week on Let's Break the Silence with Angeline at 7 a.m. Eastern Time. God bless you, Jay. I've seen your lives. So, and I saw you in the room with Princess Maloney the other day. You are amazing. So, you know what? Music is so healing. It's just, oh, it's so healing. And having all of you there is just amazing. I mean, I was at the coffee shop downtown. So, you know what I did? I just left it on while I was working. So,
that's exactly what I just put the music on and I'm there.
I'm there, I'm working, it gets me the flow. So definitely, yes, definitely. All righty, everyone. And Princess Malloy, please stay back in the green room just for a few minutes. This broadcast is coming to a close. God bless you all and have an amazing Friday and weekend. And thank you again.